Whenever any of us start our smart home journey, we tend to pick ourselves up an Amazon Echo Dot.
Oh yeah!
Or a Google Nest Hub Max, or an Apple HomePod Mini, and then we start to get bored of asking it the weather, and we continue our journey on from there. Somewhere along the line, we pick up a Govee LED strip here, and a SWITCHBOT curtain motor there, an EasyViz camera, a Broadlink infrared blaster to turn the TV on and off, a TUYA Smart Life lamp, a SmartThings hub, some Tado Smart radiator thermostats, and I have all of these things, and they're absolutely awesome. I also have all the apps that go with them on my phone and about 600 smart home hubs, which my wife loves. That's the wrong meme. But what if I told you that one of the most affordable smart home brands on the market that is so often overlooked actually does all of the things I just mentioned under one banner, and not only this, it does them exceptionally well for a very low price tag. Not only that, in some cases they've actually managed to squeeze multiple products into one device, and they've just released a new product that finally brings their lighting range into competition with some of the best lighting brands on the market. Raised eyebrows? Stick around to find out who it is I'm talking about. Good bait, wasn't it? Masterful bait. It was masturbate. Yes, that joke's back. Get over it. Thanks to Aqara for sponsoring today's video and for sending me their T1 LED strip. Where are you going? Don't leave just because I'm now focusing on a particular product. Listen. Hello. I'm Paul from the future, and I'm editing this video, and I'm watching it back and thinking, people are going to be super annoyed. They're going to be like, oh, it's a bait and switch. He's trying to promote Aqara stuff now. And the reality is, I am absolutely going to tell you how great Aqara's stuff is. It is kind of the point of this video. I wish someone had told me when I first started out that, this isn't scripted by the way, if it's all over the place, I wish someone had told me when I first started out, start with Aqara stuff. And there are 5 reasons, hence the video title. And we're going to get into those in a moment, but I wanted to kind of explain myself. When this LED strip was sent to me by Aqara, I did what all YouTubers do, and I looked at it and thought, how do I make people click on this video? What is my title? What is my video title going to be? And as soon as I looked at it and started using it, I thought, I should have made this video ages ago. The answer is, start your smart home with Aqara. This isn't like, oh, I got an LED strip and I now need to sell it to people. I got the LED strip and thought, Aqara's ecosystem is awesome, and I'm going to explain exactly why. I'll let him get back to doing his whole spiel. Enjoy. The point is, this thing embodies everything about how you can avoid having 600 apps on your phone and 27 smart home hubs, because this LED strip has a whole bunch of features that kind of demonstrate exactly what Aqara is about, and I'm going to take you through those one at a time as we discuss the LED strip. It's not just that the T1 works with Amazon Alexa, Apple HomeKit, and Google Home. There is so much more to it than that. We'll start with the fact that it's got RGBIC technology, which means that each individual LED is addressable and can set its own colour independently of all the other LEDs in the strip, which is why it looks so gosh darn pretty. This means that Aqara are now stepping into the same competitive space as Govee and LIFX, and whilst Govee are absolutely awesome, LIFX are kind of But the point is that Aqara is much cheaper than both Govee and LIFX, and so whilst they're now moving into this competitive space, they're actually doing so at a cheaper price point. It does come with some drawbacks, and we'll talk about those throughout the video, but it highlights why Aqara is a great starting point for anyone starting out with a smart home for the first time. This LED strip uses both ZIGBEE and Matter to communicate. We'll talk more about that shortly, but it's worth pointing out that you do need an Aqara hub to actually get this thing connected to your voice assistant.
Oh my god, Paul Hibbert is so stupid! One minute he's saying, oh, you'll get rid of all your smart home hubs, and the next minute he's saying, why don't we just add another one? Pathetic.
Hello, I think I can use this to explain. This is an Aqara smart home hub. This stupid sexy cat.
Normal link confirmed.
Stupid sexy cat. But Aqara didn't just put their smart home hub in this stupid sexy cat, they also put an infrared blaster in it that you can program to your TV remotes so that you can use your voice to switch your telly on and change channels. As well as cutting down devices by having 3-in-1 functionality, this thing is also one of the best cameras I have in my house, not only for quality, but also for the simple fact that you get 7 days rolling free cloud storage. There's nothing else like that on the market, and this brings me on to my next point. Sorry to interrupt, just to let you know, all the cool kids are subscribed, and if you don't hit that button, you look pretty weird. If you'd do me a huge favour, if you could subscribe and ding the bell and give this video a thumbs up, it honestly makes all the difference to whether I get to keep doing this. On with the show. My point is this: start your smart home with Aqara. If you've not done anything yet, get Aqara and stick with Aqara for as much stuff as you can. I'm not saying you'll never buy anything else. My channel promotes hundreds of products from God knows how many manufacturers because there are so many beautiful shiny things out there, it's impossible to just stick with one. But if you can start out with one, start with Aqara because it will minimize the amount of times you feel the need to go outside of that ecosystem because they have so many different very awesome gadgets and it's growing a bigger product portfolio all the time. The second reason is Aqara is local. Almost nobody out there is. Aqara stuff will continue to work even if you disconnect your internet from the wall. And if Aqara goes bust tomorrow, all of your automations will carry on working. That's not the case for a great many things out there being sold at the moment. And thirdly, on top of being local, this LED strip, just like all of the other Aqara stuff, works with Apple HomeKit. And you might be going, well, I don't use Apple HomeKit, I'm an Amazon Alexa person. If you ever decide you want to stop giving Jeff Bezos yachts, and you want to go try something else, you have that ability to move over.
Hi, I'm Jeff Bezos, and even though I now live in space, I need 600 more yachts for my collection. Please continue to buy Amazon Alexa products on Amazon.com. Or I will kill you. Not enough yachts.
He lives in space now. A giant rocket shaped exactly like a car. Fourthly, if you're a Home Assistant mega nerd, or ever intend to become one, then this LED strip, and almost all Aqara stuff, works directly with your Raspberry Pi via a CONBEE stick. The only drawback I have found is that it can't set things like the rainbow effects. You can only turn it on and off, set brightness, or set solid colours currently. Home Assistant is always improving, and this is likely to change as time goes on. And finally, this LED strip and much of Aqara's stuff will act as a ZIGBEE repeater, which means that your ZIGBEE network is extended using mesh technology so that you can get your signal all the way to the bottom of your garden if you've got enough mesh repeaters in between. This is especially important for me because I have ZIGBEE stuff right at the bottom of my garden, and it's only operable because I have ZIGBEE repeaters. This LED strip and most of Aqara's stuff does do ZIGBEE repetition via mesh. I'm going to give you now a quick review of the LED strip itself, and I think I want to start out by saying the build quality on this thing just mirrors all of Aqara's other stuff. It's really well put together. It comes with a physical controller wired to its base, and it allows you to turn it on and off, cycle through colors, and also switch music scenes. And the music modes react to sound via its little built-in microphone. If you like to have a disco in your house. There are a bunch of built-in effects, but if you don't like them, this is probably the easiest app I have tried so far to customize them. Everything is really straightforward to just tweak things, everything from the colors involved, to picking the speed, to picking the animation itself, and you're done. It's not yet as powerful as the Govee equivalent, but its simplicity is probably preferable for a lot of people. It's much easier to get the kind of animation you want, there are just less of the animations. The T1 can also be extended up to 10 meters. That's 5 meters longer than the Govee equivalent, and this could be a serious factor for you if you're thinking about putting one all the way around a room. That's right, America, I said meters.
Meters? What are meters, you dumb idiot Brit idiot moron? We measure LED strips in freedom units!
And I think the final thing to say about this LED strip is that it can actually export its effects to both Amazon Alexa and Apple HomeKit, which is really cool because I don't think every LED strip on the market can do that. I can call the rainbow effect from HomeKit directly. As for brightness, Philips Hue fanboys love to tell me that I'm just making it up, Well, you know what? I've got a lux meter, bitches. And my lux meter shows very clearly the difference in results. Govee is the brightest thing on the market in almost every product they send out. Aqara, however, at a much cheaper price tag, are doing a really good job of keeping up with them for things like warm whites, and I think reds, and the other colours aren't too bad at all. The only thing that is common throughout this whole thing is that Philips Hue are way behind. Like in every single test is utterly, but stop atting me. So don't at me in the comments over this. Philips Hue suck. End of story. On with the next part. The individual animations for the Aqara LED strip are really cool, but they're nowhere near as numerous or as bright or as colourful as the Govee LED strip. In a similar vein, they don't have quite the same level of smoothness at lower speeds. If you slow the animation down, you can kind of see some flickering as the thing transforms across the strip. But with all that said, this is a much cheaper strip than the Govee equivalent, and much cheaper than the Philips Hue equivalent that doesn't even have any of that functionality. This thing is once again a really good example of Aqara doing what they do well. Cheap, but also still really functional and incredibly well made. And finally, and this is nitpicking, there's no morning routine that will slowly fade the strip up over time. This is something I personally use to wake me up more gradually, and it isn't a feature here. You can, however, create this manually. It would take you a little while, but you could create one step at a time because the Aqara ecosystem is actually also really good for automation. Something else I should mention, their platform is actually super powerful. To sum up, if you're starting out or just starting over, then Aqara stuff is well built, well priced, highly numerous, works locally, and works with all the major voice assistants, as well as working directly with Apple HomeKit. The T1 LED strip is a really exciting addition to Aqara because it shows they're branching out into lighting on top of the awesome stuff they already do. If you're thinking of starting again, as I've said, Aqara is the place to do it. In the meantime, if you want to buy any of this stuff, there are links in the description as to where you can pick them up. These incredible people are the only reason I'm sat here doing this. Without them, there would be no channel. They're my patrons from Patreon, and if you want to be one, you can do that at either Patreon or buy me one off beer at PayPal, and either way, I genuinely love you forever. These are my Facebooks and my X's and my Instagrams and my TikToks too. See you next week.
I live in space now.
You might be going, well, I don't care about that, I've got an Amazon.
Meter? What's a meter? Freedom units are how you measure LED strips, you big idiot moron!